Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video, and this video is going to be about Jonathan Quick and the Toronto Maple Leafs potentially being an option for a trade here. I didn't really think about this, and I guess it's a possibility with Andersen's struggles and the potential of the LA Kings or maybe even another team coming in to retain some salary. He's 35 years old, so it's one of those things like, is this a guy that the Leafs could hang on to for the next couple of years? Could he be a guy that tandems with Jack Campbell? You know what? We've seen other guys around the league like play, I would say, significant amount of hockey in net and be successful, whether it's Mike Smith or Halak's been good, or even Grice, obviously with the Red Wings. It's the Red Wings, so you can't put up great numbers, but there's guys out there, right? So I do want to look at the potential, and David Pagnotta from the fourth period is the one that brought it up, and he put an article together. So Quick, an option for the Leafs. So we'll look through it and talk about it. So Quick's name has been circulating around the NHL the last few days as a possible target for teams looking to bolster their goaltending position, either in a starting role or a veteran 1B. So Quick, 35, has 2 years left on his 10-year, $58 million contract, so a $5.8 million cap hit. So it's not something the Leafs will have to take or want or have to take on. They can get the other team to retain. So in this case, the LA Kings or maybe an outside team. So he's owed $3 million next season. Then I saw the final year was 2.5. So according to multiple sources, the LA Kings have spoken with the Maple Leafs about Quick. At this point, a move does not sound imminent, but the option appears to be available if Toronto decides to pursue it in the next 3 weeks. Interesting, right? He is in LA. He's over in the US. It would be a 2-week quarantine unless they change it. So that's the other negative for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then just it goes on to talk about Freddie Andersen, the struggles there. Quick backstop the Kings to the Cup in 2012, 2014. So obviously Jack Campbell and Jake Muzzin, former teammates. And if they made this move, the Leafs and Kings would have partnered up on a deal in 3 years in a row prior to the deadline. So it's interesting. And then it kind of just goes into the possibility. The Leafs would surely want the Kings to retain a portion of Quick's salary. The Kings are willing to take on the money. And then it kind of talks about also the expansion draft, and it talks about right here the part about Freddie Andersen. So we don't know. I mean, it's been talked about. Would Freddie Andersen be placed on LTIR, or would he be part of this hypothetical deal to go back to the LA Kings? And then either the UFA in the summer, like they could just use them for their... I mean, I don't think the LA Kings are going to push for playoffs, but you never know. And then the Hurricanes were a team that were interested in Andersen in the offseason, so maybe the Kings flip him to the team like the Hurricanes. So there's possibilities there, but I do want to look at what I've put together here. And again, we're just having fun with this, so don't take it too seriously, but just in terms of what the rumors have been, let's take a look at it. So this is kind of what I put together here. So in terms of trades, I put together a Granlund trade for fun, but let's focus on this trade here, and then we'll talk about the other trade just for fun. But so Jonathan Quick, the Kings retain $2.8 million for the rest of the season and in the next 2 years. So that goes from a $5.8 million cap hit to a $3 million cap hit, which is a lot more reasonable for the Leafs. You also acquire Alex Iafallo, who's been rumored, and maybe it's a Leafs target. And then you send Andersen to the Kings, and the Kings can do whatever they want. They can flip Andersen prior to the deadline. And a second-round pick. I could also see it being a B prospect in there as well. Maybe the Kings want a little bit more since Iafallo's in there, but I don't think Iafallo commands much more than like a first-round pick. So maybe it's a first-round pick in Andersen for Iafallo and Quick. Again, Andersen for me still provides some value. The only difference is Andersen's a rental, right? But you're also taking on $3 million for Quick, who hasn't put up good numbers, but at times has shown glimpses, and I think in front of behind a better defense, I think he could play better. So then just to quickly touch on the Granlund trade, I've been talking about a Granlund trade. Obviously, he's been tied to the Leafs, but I actually like Holla a lot. So if the Leafs can acquire Granlund, Holla, I had some fun with it. Get Marincin out of Toronto if you can. If you can bring back a depth D like Spiza, obviously would much rather Spiza over Marincin. So Kerfoot, Engvall. Kerfoot does provide value. Against whatever people want to say, Kerfoot does provide value. That's why I think if Kerfoot's in this deal, it matches the cap. And also, if you can get the Preds, because Granlund's a penny UFA, you can retain half of that, and then a second and third round pick. Like, I just don't think if you're throwing in Kerfoot, he has some value, he has some term for the Preds. I don't think it's a first round pick plus. Maybe it's just a first, who knows? But I could see it being something like that, where Nashville gets one of Kerfoot, Engvall, or both, and the Leafs get one of Granlund, Holla, or both. So just in terms of what lines could look like, and you see the cap space right here. The Leafs, with a 22 roster size, would have over $1 million of cap space in this scenario. And I don't think what I just showed, 2 trades for the Toronto Maple Leafs, is way out of the possibility here. Hyman, Matthews, Marner, top line. Second line, Galchenyuk, Tavares, Nylander. I could very well see Iafallo or Granlund taking that spot in the second line, but we'll see if Galchenyuk works out. And then a third line. This is where you get your secondary offense. Iafallo, Haula, Granlund. I think the Leafs going into the playoffs, that would be a great third line. And then a fourth line. Look how great that fourth line is. Spets, Mikheyev, Simmons. If Keefe can balance out the ice time in that bottom 6, I like that a lot. And then I think in certain games you can kind of rotate Thornton in. Or even maybe Galchenyuk doesn't work out and Thornton's in there instead. Like, I would just throw an example like maybe Thornton. I've talked about, to get Tavares playing again, maybe you get Marner playing with Tavares. I know people love Marner with Matthews. I love Marner with Matthews. But maybe it's a scenario where you have Galchenyuk as the 13th forward if he doesn't work out. I've loved Galchenyuk's play so far, so I'm not saying that's the case. But Marner, Thornton, and Tavares, that line was playing really well when Matthews was out. So I'm not saying it has to be, but maybe you reunite the Matthews, Nylander, Hyman line, Marner, Tavares, Thornton, or Marner, Tavares, someone else, Iafallo, Granlund, whoever it is there. And then a third line of, again, if you have Haula there as your third line center, I think you're looking a lot better if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. So there's a bunch of options here. And you could even, we've seen Simmons jump up in the lineup, Spezza jump in. And then the defense, and then obviously you see the goaltending, Campbell and Quick as a tandem. Could work out. And the way Campbell's playing, he might need some help every now and then from Quick, but for the foreseeable future, I could see Campbell taking the reins. So let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to make a quick video to talk about it. I do want to put a disclaimer out there over the next week. I'm going to be posting a lot of trade deadline content over the next few weeks in general, but over this next week, I'm going to start posting videos like for the Islanders, Penguins, a bunch of these American teams, and then the Oilers, some of the Canadian teams I haven't done as well, doing videos for those teams on targets. So some of these buyers, where I could see them looking for extra help going into the playoffs. So if you're new, please subscribe, smash the like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys. Recommend some content you would like to see in the comments, and I will be live all day on trade deadline day. So I hope to see you there as well on the stream. Thank you so much. This was John from Hot Take Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.